I did do wrong. I wrote my apology. I took my 4 weeks off without pay, and now I'm back to work trying to go back to work.
Was it 4 weeks or was it a lot longer than that, Chief?
It was 4 weeks of unpaid.
4 weeks of unpaid. And it was original, but how long were you actually gone? About 6 months, Chief, right?
5.5.
5.5 months. Now, this happened. Now, do you feel that it's appropriate what was done to her? Do you feel your behavior as a leader, as a chief, was appropriate?
I'm not going.
Now, did your own town conduct an investigation into this matter, Chief Corey?
Yes, they did.
They did. And what were their findings?
It's due to be released.
I don't think we have to wait for it to be released, Chief Corey. I have the findings here. Now, the town of Brookline has no idea why you were gone. What do you think they would feel when they found out these findings?
They do. They have the report. And the Board of Fire Engineers has the report.
Do you recognize this? You allege Chief Corey made inappropriate comments about you about your weight and food choices, sexual choices, and impacts that your weight, food choices might have in your marriage. Denied you the opportunity to participate in firefighter training because of your age, gender, and family status. Made other inappropriate comments at the station regarding who was wearing underwear, her being one of them. People in Boston wearing clothes with their asses showing. You know about good-looking women, you would know. And name-calling, such as referring to another town employee as a bitch, and instructed you to create an invoice on behalf of a third party. Is that what was substantiated in this investigation, Chief?
No comment.
Because they substantiated it right here, Chief.
Yep.
They said that they found that you had done that. Is that now an invoice from a hospital?
Yep.
It does. Perfect. We can take that back. Have you ever instructed any of your employees, whether it be past assistants, including NIEs, have you ever instructed them to make false billing reports from hospitals?
No.
You haven't.
Chief Corey came to me and said, count how many firefighters went on their physicals, see how much they're charging, put it in Microsoft Word, and you see this paper that I have in my hand, and you see the footer, I want you to fold it in, and I want you to create a invoice so that we could bring it over.
So the header, he's taking a paper, he's folding it. The header was from where?
The header is from the hospital.
Hospital. So what he's doing is he's committing fraud, and he's taking the header from the hospital, folding it over, having you type up a document on Microsoft Word, then he's taking the header from the hospital, he's putting on top of the document that he would have had you typed if you not been as criminal in your behavior as him, and then he wanted you to print it out as if it was an actual invoice.
Correct.
Now, can you tell me what this looks like to you?
This is the invoice.
That's the invoice. Now on this invoice, I want to show the folks at home. This invoice has fire department, recovery for Brookline Fire Department physical. It has some costs next to it. And then can we see this line here? Is that viewable? Let me bring this in. Oh, there we go. Perfect. See this line right here? That looks weird. Anais, could you tell me, hospitals are usually professional, you work for one. Why is there a line going through the top here?
Because it's a fake header.
Now this amounts to $1,323.76. What do you do with that money when you refuse to help him break the law?
So when he told me to go ahead and do that, and I said, I don't think I can do that. That's illegal. I told him, that's illegal. We cannot do that. We're not the hospital. Now, if we had our own header, Brookline Fire Department, Chief Corey, Anais, administrative assistant, and then bring it, then that's fine, because we're creating it. Chief Corey has the rights to use those headers and footers. He has no rights using the header and footer.
Well, so what he's doing for all intents and purposes is he's making it look like this is a bill he just received from the hospital. And then he's going to the town hall to get the money, which should be handled by an administrative assistant. He didn't want you to do it for him, did he?
No.
Who took care of that money?
So are you sure that you didn't do that?
I did under the Board of Fire Boards.
So this is under, so someone ordered you to do that?
No, I said, what do you want to do? We can't get a bill from Southern. So it was suggested
To forge it?
to make one up so we could pay the bill.
Okay, so you took, well, fair enough. I mean, listen,
I-
everyone has a boss.
Yep.
And sometimes your boss tells you to do something that you don't like, and that could, for all intents and purposes, be wrong. But everyone has to answer to
And,
their boss.
and we did not realize that it was not something you should do. Now that I know, I'll never do it again. I made a mistake. I've owned up to my mistakes. I've paid my penalty, and now I'd just like to go back to work.
Okay.
I have a couple of things
Sure.
before you get back to, doing whatever it is you're doing, forging, harassing people. First of all, one thing I wanted to point out is that we learn in grade school, it's like common sense, not to forge documents. I mean, that's very clear. And the fact that you didn't realize that that was something you shouldn't do seems very strange, especially since you've been the fire chief for, what did you say, 25 years?
Yeah,
And then one other
part-time
thing.
and full-time.
All right. And then one other thing. Kind of the pot calling the kettle black, wouldn't you say, by fat shaming someone? I've been listening to you talk the whole time, and I don't think that a fire chief, sorry to say this, should be in the physical condition that you're in. And I can say that. I'm fat. You know what I mean? So you need to be in better shape, man, and you really shouldn't be fat shaming people. Like pot calling the kettle black. There's something seriously wrong with you.
Just
My lawyer and I rebutted to the Anais becoming
Her name is Anais.
Anais.
Okay, let's.
How long has she worked here before she
2 months.
left? 2 months. You had 2 months to learn what her name was, and you still haven't got it right. That's so disrespectful. A chief of all
How
people.
this conversation that as chief, your days are numbered here?
Could be.
Chief, they are. You intimidated her, right? You tried to desensitize her, you tried to remove her. What was it? Because she was Latina, because she was a woman? What was it that made you want to act that way? Because you're not acting that way with me.
I think it's because he thought he could get away with it.
You thought, I'm sorry?
I think he thought he could get away with it.
Is that what it was, Chief? Did you think you got away with it?
Because there was multiple instances. It wasn't just an isolated incident. It was multiple over time, over the span of 2 months, just on one employee. And then the forgery. And who knows what other things you've done that have been covered up.
Trading for a boss. Listen, I employ you. We got babysitters. We got all these other options. Like, we save lives here. Like, that might know.
Oh no, I let her anytime her
Let me
kids.
finish.
Yep.
Let me finish. Okay.
Yep.
Now, I'm hearing that you said it's not like they're going to get kidnapped if you don't pick them up. But not every kid that gets kidnapped gets raped.
I told them, hey chief, I have to go. I have to go get the kids and then I can come back. I can take that as far as like my lunch break. And he's like, oh, why do you have to go? And I said, because my kids are getting off the bus and then there's nobody gonna be there with them if they get off the bus. And he says, well, I mean, don't you got like so many kids? So what if one gets kidnapped? He shocked me because I said, what? What do you mean? What are you saying? Chief, those are my kids. And then he says, well, no. And he goes, I'm just saying that not all kidnaps lead to rape. I said, Chief, what the fuck did you just say? And he goes, no, what I'm saying is, Anise, listen to me. I didn't want to listen to him, so I walked out. I went home. I didn't come back that day. I came back the next day. No, hey, I'm sorry. Hey, I apologize for going overboard. None of that.
And he denies
Why
it.
is the door locked?
We keep the door locked because of safety.
Okay.
So, when someone rings the bell, we can look on the camera and see who it is.
Right.
There's more and more of that kind of stuff. We've had people in here that were very mad about,
Like me.
oh no, not like you, worse than you.
Worse than me. Oh.
They were using foul language and stuff, and we just said, hey, if you
Like
can't.
they were saying like things, Chief Corey, you're a fucking pussy. I wish you would have tried that shit you tried with on ice with me, stuff like that.
I don't know what they said, I don't remember, but we did ask the guy if he couldn't control himself to step outside.
Okay.
So that's why we have a door that's locked,
So-
same as most.
I do understand that, you know, people being angry, it can be a concern. However, if someone's upset and they use foul language, that is their right to do so. So I sure hope you're not shooing people out of the building just
No, we
because
just said
they're
to the
upset.
guy, look, can you,
Listen, sir.
Was he trying to lay hands on anyone?
She wasn't done.
okay, sorry about that.
You interrupting fucking women, that's a dead issue. When once during this interaction have you interrupted me? None. Why not?
Because you're a man.
Do I look like someone that likes to be interrupted, Chief Corey? No, right? Does that contribute to why you're smart enough to not interrupt me? Probably.
I was just-
Don't interrupt her until
Okay.
she's done though. We were
Okay.
going good,
All
and
right.
then you pissed me off.
The
I
chief of the fire
apologize.
chief.
I fired Chief Corey.
What did he say to you?
So he mentioned he went to Boston. And when he went to Boston, he seen my people.
So, and I know we spoke before, folks, off camera, so we could get to know each other. You should be comfortable with the person that's working on your story. It's your truth. And I asked you this then, but to clarify for the people who don't, did he like see like your family or friends of yours? He said, oh, you know your people, the ones that you know. What did he mean by that?
He meant my people as far as color, people of color. I guess he went into a rough area, as he knows I'm from, the city, New York City. And he quickly said that those were my people because of the type of community he went through. And he started telling me about how people were dressing. And at first I didn't take offense. I didn't say anything to him. I just kind of gave him that look. Sorry, I'm already crying.
Take your time.
I gave him the look like, what do you mean, like my people? Like, what's wrong with them? And then he continued to proceed on how they were dressing, and then he said, oh, do you know that 1 out of 3 people do not wear underwear? And there was a other officer there, and I looked at him and I was like, gee, that's awkward. Like, it's awkward. He goes, no, I'm just saying, like, I know I'm wearing underwears. Are you wearing underwears?
3 days into your employment, after racially profiling you and lumping in the entire Latino community together, he's now asking you if you're wearing underwear.
Correct.
Now, folks, it should be noted that Chief Corey didn't feel uncomfortable asking that question. He felt uncomfortable answering it. I told Chief Corey that 1 in 3 people don't wear underwear. And there were 3 people in the room. Myself, her, and him.
I'm gonna think about it. I'm not.
Okay, it's fine.
I wish he had thought about things before he started opening his mouth about panties on women and things like that. Maybe if you took that much thought before saying things, there would be a better result.
You know what? Interesting experiment. Chief, your statistics told you that 1 in 3 people don't wear underwear, correct? There's 3 of us here. Who's not wearing underwear, Chief?
No comment.
Are you wearing underwear, Chief? Maybe I'm not wearing underwear. I could be freeballing it, you know what I mean? Chief.
Is he going to ask me if I'm wearing underwear next?
Yeah,
Because
did you want to, you're a female, I don't know if you want to take a shot at it.
completely inappropriate.
Apologize once, I'll apologize again. I'm sorry for the things I said. And
Why are you sorry?
Because it wasn't good.
And who are you sorry to?
Who are you sorry to?
Annie's.
Ananice. You apologize to Ananice. Her name is Anais.
And normally when we
Try-
start
try-
with an apology, we start with their name.
Try it again. Anais.
Yeah, I'm all
You might as well get to know that name because it's going to be fucking repeated a
Okay,
lot.
that's fine.
I have enough evidence to go to the police department right now and get you for wire fraud.
Okay.
He's obviously been getting away with it so long, he's not even afraid of it anymore. That's what it shows to me.
Now, did you at any point, Chief Corey, make sexual comments to her about her underwear or fat shame her?
What about your lunch? You can't lunch like a normal person? What happened?
So, of course, it's time for lunch. I grab a sandwich, a sub, and as I'm eating, he would turn and ask all the time, "Hey, what are you eating? What are you eating?" To the point that he was saying, "Oh, you keep eating, you're gonna get fatter." I said, "What you said?" He goes, "Oh, you're gonna get fatter. And you'll see, you're gonna get really fat, but your husband is not gonna be with you. He's gonna leave you." I said, "Chief, didn't I tell you not to mention my husband? Why? What are you talking about? My husband and I, we've been married for many years. He's not like the way you think. Oh no, because all of us guys is the same way. I mean, I look at other things too." And
Take your time. It's okay. Do you want to take a break? Take your time.
to the point, I am a very headstrong type of female, and it takes a lot to affect me. I started thinking, am I that big? The way he says I am. Maybe it is time to start losing weight. So, I was kind of ashamed that I was eating. I started skipping lunches.
You're skipping lunch. Okay.
Started skipping lunches. Then, when I did eat, I would eat in my car so he doesn't say anything to me to embarrass me. Mind you, there was another officer there as well. And officers once in a while will come around and can hear these things. And at one point he was in like his appointments. So I said, well, you know what? I can eat inside. So as I'm eating, all of a sudden he walks in. I didn't expect him to be there at that time. He takes out his phone and he takes a picture of what I'm eating. And while I'm
He's
eating,
taking a picture of you while you're eating lunch.
yep. So as
What
I'm,
purpose?
so he can send it to Lewis as proof.
Who's Lewis?
Lewis is my husband.
He's going to take the picture of you eating and text it to your husband as proof that he thinks you're too fat and now your husband's going to leave you.
This woman here, is she the one that replaced Anais?
No, they're currently searching for a new administrative assistant.
She's filling it.
She's filling in, and she's the daughter of the former acting fire chief and current assistant chief.
Oh. We
Yeah.
know some stuff on that too.
We got lots of stuff. We got lots of stuff.
That's why she was so cringe. She shut the door immediately.
Let's make sure everything looks up to par here. I don't need any.
Hello.
You guys heading out or what?
Yeah.
Oh,
I just-
hello.
Hi, it's really offensive.
They call you cringe?
Your language, yeah, you've been really offensive.
cringe.
Fuck,
I don't know.
shit,
I don't know
shit.
what cringe means.
So how is that offensive if you don't know what it means?
I wasn't talking
You want to talk
about
about?
that word.
Hey, you know what?
I haven't said any foul language the whole time I've been
I
here.
didn't
So
say you
yeah,
did.
you did. You said
Who
you
did?
guys.
I'm just.
You know what's
letting-
cringe?
it's-
Anais being sexually harassed. What are your feelings
you're
on that?
talking over me.
That's right.
You
I'm a
work
citizen.
for
I
us.
run this shit.
Why?
What about Anais?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Was that cringe?
I had no
Was
problem
him
with
making
her.
comments about her underwear cringe? Was him weight
I
weight
You enjoy
can't
taking her
talk
job?
about any of this stuff. I was just trying to let you know.
Okay, well,
Enjoy
get back
taking
to
her
work.
job?
If I need you,
I was
I
in
will
my
We didn't
tell
ask for you.
So,
And I was
Bye.
asking
We
didn't ask
you
for
to
you.
stop talking
Bye.
like
We didn't
this
ask
because
for
it's
you.
really
Go away.
offensive.
Stop talking
Go
like
away.
It's a
you're
public
cringe.
place.
you're cringe.
I said you're cringe.
I don't even know what that means.
Okay, so then how is it offensive? Again.
I was hoping you would.
I don't really care what you
Select
hope.
board is pretty clear that they don't take personnel issues up during a
That's
public meeting.
you don't have
but
to respond to
you can always,
it.
You
which
can
is-
always, you can always put it in writing, and they'll take it
But
up.
that's the
not in-
beauty of it. He doesn't have to respond to it. He doesn't have to respond to me. But the Constitution can't trump select board, opposition or opinion. Fact-based constitutionality allows me. There's no time, place, manner restriction. There's not even language restriction. I mean, Southbridge is pretty clear with its functioning and its holdings up and down. I can come in there and swear for 3 minutes if I want. That's not what I'm doing. I can.
Not in Brookline.
Yes, I
Not
will.
in-
I will. And what do you think is going to happen to me if I do?
You'll be asked to suspend your comments.
And then I'll
Say that
reclaim
you-
my time. Then what?
You don't have the option. I'm not going to get into it now. You seem to have a different opinion on it.
It's not a
No, I seem to have a
That's true.
lawful and legal opinion.
I think this conversation is over.
I think a lot of towns have tried to tell me that I can't speak.
Michelle, please close the door.
Okay, hang on.
What do you have to hide from the public?
Please close the door.
I'm
Michelle.
just gonna
Hey, guess
just
what?
watch out.
I'll be talking to you, and we're going to be having this conversation in public. You're going to try and make me shut up, and I won't. Harassing an employee, Anais, that has a name. Right? What about that?
No comment.
No comment. Now, did you at any point, Chief Corey, make sexual comments to her about her underwear or fat shame her about her lunch to the point where she had to hide in her vehicle to eat lunch? Did that happen?
No comment.
No comment. Then why did you, Chief, write an apology letter to Anais admitting to just that after the lawyers found that you did just that? I mean, I have an apology letter from you here, Chief Corey, and it reads, Dear Anais, please accept my apologies for inappropriate language that I have directed to you and for any pain and embarrassment that it has caused. I never intended to hurt you. I'm truly sorry. Why did you write that letter if you have no comment? You didn't do anything wrong.
No, I did do wrong. I wrote
Okay.
my apology. I took my 4 weeks off without pay, and now I'm back to work trying to go back to
Fix
work.
it. Was it 4 weeks or was it a lot longer than that, Chief?
It was 4 weeks of unpaid.
4 weeks of unpaid. And it was original, but how long were you actually gone? About 6 months, Chief, right?
5.5.
5.5 months. Now, this happened. Now, do you feel that it's appropriate what was done to her?
I have
Do you
no
feel
comment.
your behavior as a leader, as a chief, was appropriate?
I have no comment.
Now, did your own town conduct an investigation into this matter, Chief Corey?
Yes, they did.
They did. And what were their findings?
It's due to be released.
I don't think we have to wait for it to be released, Chief Corey. I have the findings here. Now, the town of Brookline has no idea why you were gone. What do you think they would feel when they found out these findings?
They do. They have the report. And
Okay.
the Board of Fire Engineers has the report.
Do you recognize this? You allege Chief Corey made inappropriate comments about you about your weight and food choices, sexual choices, and impacts that your weight, food choices might have in your marriage. Denied you the opportunity to participate in firefighter training because of your age, gender, and family status. Made other inappropriate comments at the station regarding who was wearing underwear, her being one of them. People in Boston wearing clothes with their asses showing. You know about good-looking women, you would know. And name calling, such as referring to another town employee as a bitch, and instructed you to create an invoice on behalf of a third party. Is that what was substantiated in this investigation, Chief?
No comment.
Because they substantiated it right here, Chief.
Yep.
They said that they found that you had done that. Now, another question I have, and then I'm going to get out of here because you're a busy fire chief and you got a lot of work to do serving your community. Maybe, because I don't know the lingo. Again, I'm not here to harass. I'm being very nice. I'm not swearing at you. I'm just asking you some questions. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Until you're rude to me, I'm not going to be rude to you. You haven't earned that
I'm not
from
going to be
me.
rude to you.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. Now, Chief, another question I have is, can you tell me what that looks like to you?
I can't see it.
It's kind of, some of these computer images, they're not that great, Chief. What about now? Does that look like an invoice from a hospital?
Yep.
It does. Perfect. We can take that back. Have you ever instructed any of your employees, whether it be past assistants, including NIEs, have you ever instructed them to make false billing reports from hospitals?
No.
You haven't. Did the city find that?
Yes, they did.
Now the town manager goes on, Chief, the way that we build a relationship here, because I work for equal truth, and if you're innocent, I will fight for your innocence, because I'm the big bad wolf. I'm worse than the mainstream media.
They dropped the charges on that.
Well, but the town administrator doesn't quite feel that way, does he? Because he made an explicit reference to this, explaining that you had created documents and purported them to be from the fire department. Now, when you look at some of these images, Chief, you'll see things like this line. Do you see that line right on top?
Yeah.
Where that line is? Now, that line was where you creased the paper. That line is where you took an actual invoice from the hospital and you folded it over and placed it on another piece of paper, and you continued to write out the invoice and billing as if you had received it from the hospital when in fact you created it. Something that can be substantiated by actual video evidence from in here, which shows you doing it. So are you sure that you didn't do that?
I did under the Board of Fire Boards.
So this is under, so someone ordered you to do that?
No, I said, what do you want to do? We can't get a bill from Southern. So it was suggested
To forge it.
to make one up so we could pay the bill.
Okay, so you took, well, fair enough. I mean, listen,
I-
everyone has a boss.
Yep.
And sometimes your boss tells you to do something that you don't like, and that could, for all intents and purposes, be wrong. But everyone has to answer to
And
their
that,
boss.
and we did not realize that it was not something you should do. Now that I know, I'll never do it again.
Okay, perfect. Listen, mistakes happen. That's what life is. It's about growing.
Yep.
And as a fire chief, approximately how many residents do you protect here in this community? Quite a bit.
5,800.
5,800. That's a lot of lives to keep safe. And sometimes when you're protecting lives, mistakes happen. Now, as far as being chief, how long have you been chief here?
Probably 20, 25 years.
A long time in administration.
Yep.
Let me ask you a question. If you went to a bank and your wife wasn't around, say you have a wife or a girlfriend, I don't want to assume, whomever, and you need to cash a check, but they're not around. You can't get a hold of them. You really need to get some of that money. Would you think it was wrong to create that check, report it as your own, forge your name on it for any sort of financial resources? Would you think that would be wrong? I'm not saying you did that, because you didn't. I'm just saying, would that be something that would speak to you as check forgery? That's probably a bad idea.
Yes.
But yes, perfect. Thank you for your honesty. Now, do you think retroactively now that taking hospital letterhead, folding it over, and then creating those documents, when you were doing that, if you know that forging a check would be wrong, you had to have known that forging that paperwork was wrong also, because it was unseemly, it was unethical, and it was also illegal. It's wire fraud. So I appreciate you saying you didn't know then, you know now, so we can take these situations, we can learn from them. But
I made a mistake. I've owned up to my mistakes. I've paid my penalty, and now I'd just like to go back to work.
okay,
I have a couple of things
Sure.
before you get back to, doing whatever it is you're doing, forging, harassing people. First of all, one thing I wanted to point out is that we learn in grade school, it's like common sense, not to forge documents. I mean, that's very clear. And the fact that you didn't realize that that was something you shouldn't do seems very strange, especially since you've been the fire chief for, what did you say, 25 years?
Yeah,
And then one other
part-time
thing.
and full-time.
All right. And then one other thing. Kind of the pot calling the kettle black, wouldn't you say, by fat shaming someone? I've been listening to you talk the whole time, and I don't think that a fire chief, sorry to say this, should be in the physical condition that you're in. And I can say that. I'm fat. You know what I mean? So you need to be in better shape, man, and you really shouldn't be fat shaming people. Like pot calling the kettle black. There's something seriously wrong with you.
Chief, have you, while you've been in your position, have you broke any local, state, or federal laws?
Not that I know.
Not that you know of. Now, your employees obviously need to stay in peak condition because at any moment they might have to run into a place with extremely low oxygen, get in positions that a human body shouldn't get into, and save somebody's life while knowing that they have to put theirs on the line first. That's a tough job to do. That is mentally challenging, and you don't get all the benefits that the cops do. For a less dangerous job, you don't get the mental health. There's a lot of things that you don't get. That job in itself is extremely dangerous, and it takes a very courageous person to step in and do that job. Why did you act so ferociously to keep Anais from becoming a firefighter?
If you read the report and my lawyer's comments, you'll get the information.
I have all the reports, and I would rather hear it from you and give you a chance to speak.
My lawyer and I rebutted to the Anais becoming.
Her name is Anais.
Anais.
Okay, let's.
How long has she worked here before she
2 months.
left? 2 months. You had 2 months to learn what her name was, and you still haven't got it right. That's so disrespectful. A chief of all people.
Yeah, and she has a voice, Chief. Firefighters need to go get checkups.
Yeah.
Make sure that they're in good shape, because if they're in bad shape, they're putting two people's lives in danger, at least theirs and whoever it is they're trying to save. These firefighters went to the hospital to get physical exams. Their own insurance was billed for that and paid for it. Can you tell me, while one of these, I guess the best way to say it is forgeries, is you actually billing, purporting that their insurance did not pay for it, and you submitted that personally to the city? Where did those funds go?
We were always arguing with Southern about they're supposed to bill the Brookline Fire Department for every physical that we get. That was not under us. That people would bring their bills in and we would take like 5 or 6 times to get it straightened
But their
out.
own insurance covered them. They went into the hospital, their insurance covered them, and you put the bill forward as if their insurance didn't cover them, and you handled that personally. Now, I didn't just hear about this yesterday and decide to get up and cover this story, okay? I have 200,000 followers, 90 million views. I'm translated in more languages than there are states in this country.
We were always fighting with Southern not to bill the individuals, to bill the town of Brookline.
How many other employees before Anais made allegations against you about similar behavior either to you or to staff within the town, including the select board?
I have no idea.
Do you know of any?
Not that I know of.
Okay. 3. Anais was the first one that had the courage to move forward. Let me tell you something, Chief. For all intents and purposes, you maybe worked together before you went on your, and a lot of the town doesn't know why you were gone. An anonymous person, I think was your wife, that's also a dispatcher in Hollis Fire, we were able to figure out, put up that post. What do you think the community at large in the country is going to say and think once they watch this?
They're not gonna like it.
How do you fix it? How do you repair what you broke? Being a coward and a bully. Because the energy that you brought to that woman, you're not bringing to me. And I don't know if it's because I'm a lot taller than you and I got tattoos, and it's probably extremely clear to you that I will take none of your bullshit. And if you would ever try some bullshit, it wouldn't work. So I don't know if that's the difference, but what made you think that you could take a woman, a mother of multiple children, that now, who was so afraid of you returning, you had your friend come in here every other day to check up on her and to speak to your assistant chief, acting chief at the time, to remind them who was in charge. And you would always talk to your employees. I've heard this from multiple employees, Chief. You would point to that fire badge, that representation of your responsibilities to this community, and you'd say what? This is my house. right? This is my house.
I didn't say it was my house, it's our house.
It's not what you said, Chief.
That's what I
Okay?
said.
You were even recorded. Now, unless that recording was distorted, which it wasn't because I ran it through algorithm software. See, this is small lies, big up to big ones. And when you tell the truth, you don't have to ever worry about what lies you told.
You can't record somebody unless you're telling them you're recording them.
Actually, I'm
Not
a
true.
public, well, that's not true. Right, so for example, you have recording devices, and it says right here, Chief, surveillance cameras are in use.
Yep.
So this is a public building, you're acting in a public capacity. So let's say I was an employee here, and I walked into your office, I had my phone in my pocket, and I recorded a conversation with you. That would not be a violation of the wiretap law, Chief. And a lot of those recordings are coming out. I got 5 of them right now, almost over an hour and a half long. You know why? Two-party, right? You have to notify someone else that you're recording, right? So the moment that I walk in here and it says surveillance cameras in use, you're notifying me that you're recording. I'm accepting that and continuing that recording.
We're
So
not
you
recording,
can't.
we're videoing.
Same thing.
It's the same.
Okay.
Same thing.
I don't know the laws.
And it's fundamentally, besides being protected by the First Amendment to the United States Constitution and the New Hampshire Constitution, this is common sense that's combined with factoids of years worth of case law and holdings and findings. So your worst enemy for those recordings coming out is the notification telling someone else that any sort of recording is in use. Now, I'm going to ask you one more time, because I'm a fair guy, and I don't think I have, I'm not calling you names and stuff, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Have you ever pointed to your badge that's stitched on your uniform and said, "This is my house"?
I've never referred to it as my house.
You refer to it as your house. Chief, ICE didn't lie. The recordings didn't lie. Okay? You used your position of authority here in this building to defraud the constituents and the citizens of this community. I want to let you know, right now, this is Chief Corey of the BROOKLINE Fire Department. Chief, the moment that I walked in the door, this became my house. I run this shit. I ultimately decide whether you keep or you lose your job. Which side do you think I'm leaning towards right now, Chief?
Probably losing it.
Probably losing it. Do you think I have the power to take that job from you?
Maybe.
You'd be goddamn right if you thought in your head right now that I have the ability to do that. Let alone by myself, I have the ability to use the size of my phone. Tom made a mistake when they suspended you. They wrote up some paperwork wrong. If you were to sue them because of their mistake, Chief, you'd be in the right. And I'd defend you. Because even if you did something wrong, it's federal and state employment law. They can't cut corners. They can't. You would have sued them, you would have got a lot of money. The threat of that lawsuit alone was enough to get them to make sure they let you back and try and cover it up and keep it as low and quiet as they could while appeasing everybody. Do you think Anais was appeased?
I have no comment on that.
You better get some fucking comments and some fucking balls, my friend, because I'm telling you one thing. The moment this thing drops, they won't care about you, what you've done, the people that you've hurt. At that point, it's just going to be a tour de force. They're going to need a lamb, Chief. They're going to need someone's job to sacrifice. Do you know who that person's going to be, Chief Corey? It's going to be you.
And I think it's going to be up to the people to decide whether or not you get to keep your job. I have another question. Is it typical, I really genuinely don't know this, for any firefighter or fire chief to not wear wedding rings? Like in case of like an emergency or something like that? Or do they normally wear
I've
their
never
ring?
worn a wedding ring my whole life.
Okay, fair enough.
Just because somebody one time caught their finger and ripped it off.
All right. Yeah, and that's why I was wondering, because he had mentioned that you had a wife. I didn't know that.
Yep.
And so, all right.
Been kind enough to not reach out to her. I'm kind enough to not explore more than I'm exploring right now. And because you're answering my questions, I'm okay with that. I think that someone's job is their job and their family is their family. There's a huge line that can't be crossed. And you're very lucky that I'm one of those people that observe and respect that line. I think observe and respect more than you observe and respected Anais. So I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen unless you convince me before my ass leaves this door. What's gonna happen is, Chief, that it's going to become such a huge issue outside of New Hampshire, nationwide. People are going to be calling in from London, Japan, Africa, the Bahamas,
Canada.
They're going to be calling from all over this beautiful planet, and they're going to want accountability, okay? So they're going to eat it. They're going to say some mistakes happened here. We apologize because the media storm and them being a small community of 5,800 people against the world that's pissed after you admitted to what you did. And then the lawyers for the town confirmed that you did what you did. You're going to have to go. Then Ais is going to get this grand welcome wagon. They're going to have her come in the firehouse. They're going to take lots of pictures on Facebook and say, look at what an inclusive community Brookline is. Okay? And then she's going to be a firefighter, and she's going to save lives despite the shit that you did, despite the bullying, despite the meanness. I don't know if you have kids, and I won't bring up if you do or ask you if you do, because I said there's a line, and I wish you respected the line of your job as much as I respected the line of mine. But I'm telling you one thing. If you ever bring a child into this world that you have, it's a little girl, she's going to be faced with quite a few people telling her, no, you can't. And you seem like a proud dad. You seem like the type of guy that would get in someone's face and say, you don't tell my baby girl that she can't. And then you're going to sit down with her and you're going to tell her, baby girl, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. You told her she couldn't. You attempted to steal her voice. Now I ask you after that, this is between you, me, and the light post, do you think after that, after what brings me here right now, that you have earned the respect of Anais's voice and that of the people to be wearing a shirt that says Chief on it? Your answer is very important because your answer decides whether you lose your job.
What's the question again?
The question is, and thank you for asking me to clarify, do you think after what you did to Anais, the voice you stole from her, the pain you inflicted on her, the damage that you did to this community, how scary must it be for a 90-year-old woman to wake up in the middle of the night for her fire alarm going off? And she thinks to herself, well, I can't call fire, Chief Corey's not there. You owe a duty to these citizens, a commitment. Do you think after what you've done to this community, the lies that you've told and the behavior that you've engaged in, do you think you still deserve a job here at Brookline?
I think I deserve a chance.
Okay? Now, what I'm gonna do is the first step is making it right. Okay? That's the first step. And not just not just anyone else. You seem like a proud guy. I don't know how we got from A to B, but I can tell when you came in here, you're probably all piss and vinegar. You were gonna save the world, am I wrong?
Hmm?
I mean, you probably still wanna do that.
Yeah.
And I wanna give you a chance to save that job. What do you think about me calling on Anais right now?
It's up to you if you want.
I mean, you're telling her just how sorry you are, and you are going to infinitely work to fix this. What do you think?
I'd have to talk with my lawyer.
No, you wouldn't. You don't have to talk to say you're sorry.
I already sent my I'm sorry.
Do you think that would suffice? Do you think the 2 sentences in this apology, Chief, suffices for after the months of torment that you inflicted on this woman? I mean, you were so upset with her, you wanted her removed from the firefighter book. It couldn't get printed until you got your way and printed out a line that thanked her and welcomed her for joining.
No, I had nothing to do with that. That was the Board of Fire Engineers.
When's the last time you spoke to Anais?
The day I left.
The day you left. You're a fucking liar. I was sitting with her an hour and a half ago and you texted her about a job.
I did not text her.
You didn't text her?
No.
You didn't email?
No, I did not email her. I did not text her.
Your name at the bottom of it, Chief.
Oh, and somebody else did it because I did not.
Somebody else, they broke in. I mean, that's important. We're gonna have to check the computers. We're gonna have to figure out who's breaking into your office.
I have had no contact with her since, whatever the day was that I left.
Right.
I picked up my stuff, I left, and I haven't talked to her since.
Do you mind if I step into my office? for a moment, please? Just like to look around and see what the fire. You mind? You don't mind. Thank you very much. I'm not going to be looking at your computer or any otherwise sensitive information. I want people to get a sense of what this office represents. I can promise you, none of your paperwork's going on here. What this office represents, what it means to the people. Chief, you sit in this office. Do you think right now, after everything you've done, you deserve it? You deserve Chief Corey.
I did my apology. I
asked you if you deserve it.
I think I deserve a chance. I made a mistake in 47 years of being here at the department. This is the only thing that ever happened, and
Multiple things.
It's not. 3 other employees before this one have made reports. We've been able to verify it through records requests, Chief. This is not an isolated case. Okay? And I gotta tell you something, it takes some graduation. You don't bring up women's asses, fat shame people, and then sexually harass one of your employees just out of nowhere. That takes graduation. You work up to that. This is not an isolated incident.
I don't know of any other people that have had complaints against me.
It's just the only one you got
I'll
caught.
step out of your office. I don't want to get any of your paperwork in here. Now, excellent point. The staff here. Let's just talk just about the fire department itself.
Yep.
Do you have their support?
I think I have probably 3/4 of it.
3/4. Would you be more comfortable with maybe slightly over a quarter? Do you think I guess what I'm asking is, do you think that I spoke to and garnered information from multiple, like a multitude of your staff, for such a small staff? Do you think I spoke to them and got a bunch of this information before I came in and talked to you?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Town hall, you think they back you?
I have no idea.
Spoke to 2 of your officials yesterday, high ranking within this community. It's been extremely easy to get information, Chief Corey. Do you feel, based on how this conversation, that as chief, your days are numbered here?
Could be.
Chief, they are. You intimidated her, right? You tried to desensitize her, you tried to remove her. What was it, because she was Latina, because she was a woman? What was it that made you want to act that way? Because you're not acting that way with me.
I think it's because he thought he could get away with it.
You thought, I'm sorry?
I think he thought he could get away with it.
Is that what it was, Chief? Did you think you could get away with it?
Because there was multiple instances. It wasn't just an isolated incident. It was multiple over time. Over the span of 2 months. Just on one employee. And then the forgery. And who knows what other things you've done that have been covered up.
Why wouldn't you sign off on her fire certificate, the fire warrant?
I told her that because she was a part-time employee making 33 hours, that we would end up having to pay her overtime to go and put her into full-time position that she was not full-time.
Administratively, that makes sense.
I also put in, you can read it in the town report, I put her in to become full-time.
Okay.
The voters didn't vote for it, but I put her in, I put a warrant article in to make her full-time.
So you didn't say to her that because of her weight, her age, especially because of her weight, and because of her gender, that
No.
she had no business. So the town, your employers, the select board,
Yeah.
they were wrong in affirming her accusation and believing her over you. They were
No,
wrong.
if you read my lawyer's report, that's what I brought up.
I understand your lawyer had a
Okay,
rebuttal.
so
I'm talking about their
I
findings.
said that she works 33 hours. When you add 4 hours 2 nights and 8 hours on Saturday for taking class, 16 and 33 is 49. 9 hours would be overtime, and anything over 35 hours puts her into full-time status.
Now, first name's Charlie, right?
Yep.
Every time a new female firefighter joins the fire department, Charlie makes it a point to tell every member to watch what they say around these members because we don't know how they will handle what we say. Does that sound familiar?
Yep.
Okay. On several occasions, Charlie will verbally shout and publicly belittle our members on the radio. that sound familiar?
It could happen.
These are not all from Anais. These are
Yep.
from okay.
Yep.
Charlie is very open publicly with how much he dislikes the building inspector and town administrator. This undermines the cohesiveness, working relationship. No, I don't really care about that. People dislike people, and I think even if you work for the government, you should still be able to pick a bone with them, right? You should still be able to say, hey, you're doing something wrong. You have constitutional rights. I guess Anais didn't, but so
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. So, but the finding. Now, I understand that you have a lawyer who worked as effectively as he could for you to try and represent your opinion. But the findings of the town after their investigation with their counsel, those findings found that you did engage in that behavior. So I'm asking you if that was, your lawyer could have been done dirty. Maybe he was just ignored. Doesn't seem like they needed a sacrificial lamb because you're standing here in front of me right now. Not somebody else to deal with your behavior, but you. So they found, so I'm asking you, were they wrong? And they made that finding and they substantiated her accusation. Were they wrong?
I admitted that I did those wrongs.
But now you're just telling me that that didn't happen and your lawyer rebutted.
I did not say anything about her 7 kids, and that's why she couldn't
Her
make
kids were never brought up.
Yeah, they were.
They were. Okay, let me ask you if
I
this
did not
sounds-
say any of that stuff. I said about the hours.
Okay, let me ask you this. Has this ever been said? There was a time that she has quite a few kids, and there was a half day, and her kids were getting out early, and the older kids weren't available to pick up the younger kids. And obviously, that can be frustrating for a boss. Like, listen, I employ you. We got babysitters. We got all these other options. Like, we save lives here. Like, that might not.
Oh no, I let her anytime her
Let
kids.
me finish.
Yep.
Let me finish. Okay.
Yep.
Now, I'm hearing that you said it's not like they're going to get kidnapped if you don't pick them up. But not every kid that gets kidnapped gets raped.
I did not say that.
Did not say that. I hope so, because that would make me very angry with you, Chief.
I did ask her if, because originally she said she had a neighbor that was going to watch her kids. But anytime she said she needed to go home for her kids, I said go ahead and go, because here at the fire department we always figure family is above everything else.
Okay. That's, at least I heard that. I'm a family man. We love our family, and
Yep.
and that comes first before anything. And her family right now is losing both their cars and their home because she left, because she was forced out because of the things that happened. Would you be you? I think that the community can believe in you. I don't think you're a lost cause. I think there's 2 sides to every story. She can't go to Hollis because there's some connection there. That's shut down, right? What about you stepping down so she could, without retaliation, come back to work here? I think that would help Anais. I think that would make up for everything. Is that something you'd be willing to do? Because then I'd be proud to call you Chief Corey.
Has he put in any good words for her at all in the neighboring areas?
The only word that I could track down because of personnel issues, they're able to cover up quite a bit of issues for unwarranted privacy invasions, which is, whatever. But the only thing that I can truly find is that one department that we spoke about earlier got a call.
Right.
A public official and a fire chief told me that they got a call from you about her maybe looking around and what she did. Okay? Fair is fair.
I have called no fire chiefs.
It could be a liar. There's no way to, it's your word versus his.
Yep.
So I have no way to
I
verify that.
after I left here in December, I called no one. I said nothing to no one.
I want to give you that. I think, what about that, Chief Corey? She's, she got her fire one. She did all her physical training. She passed. She did what she shouldn't have been able to do, what she was told by you. She'd never accomplished.
No, I never said that, because we.
Would you give up your job? Because I'm telling you one thing, and this is the way, my goal is, because I understand how arbitration works, right? Amidst this whole controversy, you would have the opportunity to resign. Where are you at? 80% on your retirement? 80, 85%?
No.
Where you at? Lower?
Yeah.
I get you at what, 75, 70?
I only been full time 9 years.
Oh, geez.
That sucks. My mother was a public employee, and I remember in the 90s she had to fight Salucci just so she could get 70% when she worked full time. You're going to be able to retire on whatever that percentage is, and you'll probably look like a smart guy, save some money up over the years. Or how much can you? It's not like you're a millionaire. How much can you really rake in serving the community, right? But you'll have enough, and you'll be able to resign from your position, and that's going to be that. That would be after 4 to 7 months of arbitration, where the town would have to investigate, because this would technically be a new start to where anything would even happen. The goal of mine is to make this story so public and so frontward facing that they would decline your resignation and terminate you for violating the ethics of your employee code of conduct and contract and oath of office. At that point, once you walked out these doors, you'd have nothing. Same as Anais has. And I don't think that because one thing was done to one, it should be done to another. But if you resign, this is just your choice. I'm just giving you options here. I think it would be excellent optics, and it would be a good way for you to engage in contrition if you resign. I let Anais come back. Let her work. You get to resign. You get to keep your pension, whatever of it is.
And she doesn't have to feel uncomfortable.
And she doesn't have to live in the shame. Do you have any idea how many times I had to stop my interview today for her to take a cry break? We had to leave locations, okay? Locations. Now, an hour and 28 minutes. I sat down, not including the cry breaks. Her kids are gonna starve, Corey. She's losing her cars, her home. You did this. You could fix it. And that's your call. Is that something you'd be willing to do? Resign your position? She gets to come back. The community knows that maybe you screwed up, but you did the right thing. You owned it. You did what I teach my kids to do. You take your mistakes, you stare them in the face, you put them up on a pedestal for the whole world to see, so they know and they believe they're big enough to overcome those mistakes. And then you go somewhere else and you paid your contrition. I'm not going to follow you around the world. I'm a reporter. My job isn't to be a private investigator, although I think I'd be damn good at it. Is that something you'd be willing to do, Chief Corey?
I'll have to think about it.
So when you think about it, you're saying when you think about it, those doors are never going to open for me again, and it's going to be left a dead issue. Don't bullshit it, Chief Corey. I've been doing this a lot longer than you've been doing
those
that.
Doors will always be open.
That's not true. That's not true. The moment I walk out of here, Chief Corey, you're going to instruct your staff to never allow me into this building again.
No, I'm not. This is a public building, and if you want to come in, you come in anytime you want.
And why is the door locked?
We keep the door locked because of safety.
Okay.
So when someone rings the bell, we can look on the camera and see who it is.
Right.
There's more and more of that kind of stuff. We've had people in here that were very mad about,
Like me.
oh no, not like you, worse than you.
Worse than me. Oh.
They were using foul language and stuff, and we just said, hey, if you
Like
can't.
they were saying like things, Chief Corey, you're a fucking pussy. I wish you would have tried that shit you tried with Anais with me. Stuff like that.
I don't know what they said, I don't remember, but we did ask the guy if he couldn't control himself to step outside.
Okay.
So that's why we have a door that's locked,
So-
same as most.
I do understand that, people being angry, it can be a concern. However, if someone's upset and they use foul language, that is their right to do so. So I sure hope you're not shooing people out of the building just
No, we
because
just said
they're
to the
upset.
guy, look, can you,
Listen, sir.
Was he trying to lay hands on anyone?
She wasn't done.
okay, sorry about that.
You interrupting fucking women, that's a dead issue. When once during this interaction have you interrupted me? None. Why not?
Because you're a man.
Do I look like someone that likes to be interrupted, Chief Corey? No, right? Does that contribute to why you're smart enough to not interrupt me? Probably. Don't interrupt her until she's done though. We were going good, and then you pissed me off. I apologize.
So and see here, he's angry. Are you going to let him back in? Because he's upset.
It's a public building, we let everybody in. I mean, obviously if somebody had a gun or a knife,
Right.
we would not let them.
But you've shooed people out for foul language.
No, we haven't chewed anybody out, we just asked the guy if he could bring it down.
Okay.
That's
So,
what we did.
okay, so
We,
you
we
will,
never really shoot anybody out, you know, but
Oh,
I do.
God. Who made this for you?
yes, I already saw that. I took a picture.
Chief, who made that for you?
One of the firefighters' kids.
Okay. One of the firefighters' kids. If I went up to one of the, which I would never do because kids don't need to be subjected to the adult stuff, right? That's for the grown-ups. But if I went up to that kid and told them what you did to a woman and a mother, do you think they'd regret making that sign for you, Chief Corey?
I have no idea.
And I have a feeling it was a girl that probably made that
Was it a
sign
little
for him.
girl?
I don't know who it was.
It's very artistic. It's a very girly like poster.
You had 6 months, Chief Corey. You know, it is what it is. I can't force you to do anything. I'm never gonna like blackmail you to do anything. You must do this in exchange for this. But I'm telling you that I will show up to every town meeting. Brookline is a dot on the map no one's ever seen. Forget it. It's Disney World now. Okay? Every single meeting and no retire. That's what I'm going to push for as an advocate for justice. So you had 6 months to make a decision. I'm walking out this door right now, Chief Corey, and your answer makes me feel better depending on what the answer is. It makes me feel like you've been fighting back tears this whole time. You know you fucked up, I believe it. I'm waiting for you to own it. I'm waiting for you to fix the destruction that you've caused in this community, Chief Corey. Okay? I am the righter of wrongs. I come bearing an unbearable weight. And I shoulder it to try and fix this. Not just for Anais, but for this community. And I'm not out to get everybody. I don't know if you've heard of me or if you've seen me, but I did a
I
video.
saw you like 6 months ago or a year ago.
I went to the police department, had an excellent interaction with the chief.
Yeah, I got cuffed.
Yeah, I threw her in a cell. I am for public service. I am for a limited, accountable government. Because we can't police ourselves or the world falls apart. But we need the right people in the right positions. So, would you be willing, not to think about it, you've had 6 months, it's half a year. Okay? Anais needs finality. Are you willing to step down, possibly go somewhere else, be happy, collect your retirement, protect the reputation of this community, own what you did, let her get back to her dream of being a firefighter, one that you lived for a long time yourself and stole from her? Are you willing to resign your position?
So her thing.
Not her thing.
No,
Chief.
As a firefighter, she would be a paid call firefighter.
Okay, I don't care what she would be. She'd be here, gearing up. She'd be fighting and protecting her community.
Only if there was a call, like if she.
So are you not a firefighter right now because there's no call yet?
Yeah, but what she would be is an on-call firefighter.
Whatever. Even if she's a volunteer, she's still a firefighter. She gears up for her community, Chief. She wears that. She fights.
You'd have to talk to the Board of Fire Engineers, who I work for. They're the ones that let the people on the fire.
I'm asking you. Oh, listen, they're gonna give this woman the Grace Kelly welcome the moment I drop this video. I'm asking you, and I don't want to skirt around it too much. You had 6 months. You gotta make it right.
I'm still gonna think about it.
I'm gonna think about it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay, it's fine.
I wish he had thought about things before he started opening his mouth about panties on women and things like that. Maybe if you took that much thought before saying things, there would be a better result.
You know what? Interesting experiment. Chief, your statistics told you that 1 in 3 people don't wear underwear, correct? There's 3 of us here. Who's not wearing underwear, Chief?
Don't go in.
Are you wearing underwear, Chief? Maybe I'm not wearing underwear. I could be freeballing it, you know what I mean? Chief.
Is he going to ask me if I'm wearing underwear next?
Did you
Because
want to, she's a female, I don't know if you want to take a shot at it.
completely inappropriate.
Chief, when you see me, what do you see?
A reporter doing a video.
What are you doing? Okay. You interrupted her, you didn't me. Why? I'm looking for a saving grace here, Chief. Thank you for your service. She could be the assistant fire chief, I think, somehow related, right?
Yeah.
So he covered for you while you were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's some interesting stories to tell. believe his son worked here too.
Yeah. There's a big call firefighter.
How much information do you think I have, Chief?
Probably have a lot.
What I want you to do now, Chief, is I want you to let, ma'am, thank you for your service to your community. Appreciate that. Now, right now, you're going to, it's not the bullshit one that you gave on that paper. Now I'm gonna bring this to Anais. She's gonna look at it and she's gonna cry. She's gonna feel some, not much, but some relief. Make a better apology. Go.
I apologize once, I'll apologize again. I'm sorry for the things I said, and
Why are you sorry?
because it wasn't good.
And who are you sorry to?
Who are you sorry to?
And niece.
Anais. You
Yeah.
apologize to Anais.
Yeah.
Her name is Anais.
And normally when we
Try-
start
try-
with an apology, we start with their name.
Try it again. Anais.
Yeah, I'm
You might as well get to know that name because it's going to be fucking repeated a
Okay,
lot.
that's fine.
I have enough evidence to go to the police department right now and get you for wire fraud.
Okay.
He's obviously been getting away with it so long, he's not even afraid of it anymore. That's what it shows to me.
What I would be hearing is I apologize that I made for her feel uncomfortable. I apologize that as a parent and as a responsible member of this community with a leadership role, that my actions directly resulted in her inability to take care of her family, to engage in depression. Pause. And I won't put that on video. I won't use that suffering for you. But that happened. You took that from her. And you know what? You know the saying, Chief, come hell or high water? I am both the hell and the high water.
Great quote.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Chief, and you're lucky, right? Because I go by the bounds of the law. I will never threaten you physically. I will never hurt you. I will never violate the law in any way because I actually believe in the law. I believe that the law needs to be followed to hold people accountable. Now, if I had two options, to just fight this in the court of public opinion with the town, or to bring the criminal information I have to the police, which they were aware of at one point. We both know that. And the consideration was that maybe some of the admissions were obtained illegally. I forgot to tell you, Anais is a lawyer, a phenomenal civil lawyer, mine. So you can imagine that he must be real fucking good.
He is. He's very good.
Already sued 2 public municipalities. So if you had a choice, I fight this in the court of public opinion and see how it shakes out, or I go to the police department and unload my plethora of evidence, which I have alphabetized and organized and timelined to a point where a toddler can look at it and then find wrongdoing. What would your choice be? If I gave you that option.
I'm no comment. I'm done. You've been here.
You were done 6 months ago, Chief.
Yep, that's fine.
Now it's just the reckoning.
Yep, that's fine.
All right, get back to work, fucker.
Okay.
Get back in that fucking office.
Okay.
Close the door behind you.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
my
he's
door's
cussing.
always
He's
open.
cussing.
Chief, get back in that office, Chief. You work for the people, and it's a harsh realization. Sometime you're gonna learn it. Get back in my fucking office, Chief.
Your wife is a saint, by the way.
Actually, his wife is not a saint because she works as a dispatcher for Hollis, and she actively intervened and stopped Anais, the name he can't remember, from getting employed.
What I mean is she's a saint for staying with him, but obviously she's condoning his behavior, so.
Yeah. You know what, Chief? Before I leave here, shut this door. I don't want the public to see you and lose faith in their community. Shut the fucking door.
My door's always open.
You know, guess what? Now it's closed. Shut the door, Chief.
I'm not shutting my door.
Shut the door, Chief. Shut the door, Chief.
So do you shut it when you're forging things? Or,
No, my door is always open.
oh, so even when you forge stuff?
Yeah, when he forges, the door is always open. When he's sexually harassing people, actually, that's true. When he's sexually harassing people, the door is always open, which is why we have so many witnesses.
Right,
The
true.
door is always open. Chief, just you on duty or any other firefighters here, I want to thank them all for their service to their community.
There's no one else here.
Just you?
Yeah.
You-
And JP's at a
You got the helm right now. That
Now-
sucks for these voters.
This woman here, is she the one that replaced Anais?
No, they're currently searching for a new administrative assistant.
She's filling it.
She's filling in, and she's the daughter of the former acting fire chief and current assistant chief.
Oh. We
Yeah.
know some stuff on that too.
We got lots of stuff. We got lots of stuff.
That's why she was so cringe.
Yeah.
She shut the door immediately.
Let's make sure everything looks up to par here. I don't need any.
Hello.
You guys heading out or what?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
I just-
hello.
Hi, it's really offensive.
They to call you cringe?
Your language, yeah, you've been really offensive.
cringe.
Fuck,
I don't know.
shit,
I don't know
shit.
what cringe means.
So how is that offensive if you don't know what it means?
I wasn't talking
You want to talk
that
about?
word.
Hey, you know what?
I haven't said any foul language the whole time I've been
I
here.
didn't
So
say you
yeah,
did.
you did. You said
You
you
did.
guys.
I'm just.
You know what's
letting-
cringe?
it's-
Anais being sexually harassed. What are your feelings
you're
on that?
talking over me.
That's right.
You
I'm
were
a citizen. I
correct.
run this shit.
Why?
What about Anais?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Was that cringe?
I had no
Was
problem
him
with
making
her.
comments about her underwear cringe? Was
I don't-
him weight
I
weight
You enjoy
can't
shaming
talk
taking her
cringe?
job?
about any of this stuff. I was just trying to let you know.
Okay, well,
Enjoy
get
taking
back
her
to
job?
work.
was
If I need
in-
you,
I was in
I
my
will.
We didn't ask
office,
for you.
So,
and I was asking
Bye.
you
We didn't
ask
to
for you.
stop talking
Bye.
like
We didn't
this
ask
because
for
it's
you.
really
Go away.
offensive.
Stop talking
Go
like
away.
It's a
you're
public
cringe.
place.
you're cringe.
I said you're cringe.
I don't even know what that means.
Okay, so then how is it offensive? Again.
I was hoping you would.
I don't really care what you hope. Chief, there's some toilet paper on the ground of the bathroom. I need that picked up. Okay, I expect that when the citizens come into this building, they see a clean one.
Okay, thank you.
I was talking about now, Chief. There needs to be some real leadership in here, some real supervision.
Well, he's probably going to get somebody else to pick up the toilet paper because it's too beneath him. I mean, if Anais was still here.
Now, maybe he wants to hire back Anais to come pick up the toilet paper. Would that have been her job?
Probably would have been her job. Goodbye, cringy lady.
Let's go. I think it's closed. I can get my rig now.
Okay.
I guess we should check if the door's open first.
Hi, can I help you guys?
Uh,
We're closed right now,
You're closed?
but I just thought if I could help you, I would do
Door's
so.
open?
But no, the door isn't. It's locked. I just.
Oh.
Oh, you saw us coming.
I saw you.
okay.
I was walking
Um,
under the ladies.
Oh, there's a lady in there. Are you? Which office do you work in?
That one. I'm the planner.
You remember?
Town
I
planner.
met you. Right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just didn't have your hat on last time, so I could see your. There you go.
More gray. I gotta hide it.
I'm not seeing the gray.
No, she's
Looks
very
like
nice.
blonde to me.
You have a
Sure.
employee that used to work here, and I'm not asking you to
Okay.
comment.
No.
Her name was Anais. I don't know if you know her. She used to work.
She
at the fire
used to work for the fire department.
And then the fire chief mysteriously had a 6-month leave of absence.
Yes.
Did you know? Like, I'm not asking you to tell
Oh,
me.
no.
I'm just asking.
ask
Like,
your
did you know why he took a 6-month leave?
What I know, and then I'll tell you what I know, is that it had to do with a personnel issue,
Yeah.
and so that means that I don't get to know anything.
So
Okay.
this is, and I apologize.
Michelle Dakota, town planner.
No.
I'm
No.
looking.
No.
Sorry.
No.
I'm looking 'cause
I
there's a-
apologize for what you're about to hear. This is why he took.
I don't need to hear it.
It's public. It's public information.
It's
Okay.
something that you, I think, should know. You alleged, and this is her. You alleged Chief Corey made inappropriate comments to you about your weight, food choice, and sexual life that impacts your weight, food choices might have impact on your marriage, gender, and family. Your marriage. Denied the opportunity to participate as a firefighter in training because of your age, gender, family status, weight, and sexual choices. Made other inappropriate comments at the station regarding who was wearing underwear. People in Boston wearing clothes with their asses showing. Trust him, he should know. Instructed you to create an invoice on behalf of a third party, which
I
was
have no idea.
That's
Like,
the-
I didn't hear any of this. It
This
was
is-
none of my business. It was a personnel issue.
this from the but what I'm saying is, so what he was doing is he was taking letterhead from the hospital that you guys contract with, where you send people to, and he was folding that over and writing fake invoices and billing and collecting the money.
I am confident that the third party who did the investigation, if
They did great. They did great.
There's-
Your town manager, it seems like he stepped up, and
Yeah.
so I'm not attacking the administration at all. I just want, because it seems like the big thing is no one knows what happened. It's a personnel issue. And people lucky if they even know that. He was just gone for 6 months.
Yeah, that's all we were told.
Yeah.
And
He
if it was a
ruined-
personnel issue.
He
then-
ruined this young woman's life, threatened many others. He violated the Whistleblower Act, engaged in wire fraud.
Then I would have expected that the third party would have come up with evidence of that.
They did. They affirmed it.
And
They recognized
That's not what they said, so that's
it. No,
all.
they
That's
did.
all we know.
They sustained it. They sustained it.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, hi,
Are you
Brittany.
the-
Sorry, I
Are you the
saw
new town
people
manager?
online,
New town
I thought,
manager?
Oh, they might need help, so
Are you the new town manager?
he's the
I'm
interim.
a member of the select board. I'm
Select
acting as-
board.
Yes.
Okay, so just so you know, I don't have a beef with you, right?
Yep.
Finally, Anais's voice is being heard about what happened with Chief Corey, about the sexual harassment, the weight shaming, the inappropriate comments, the violation of the Whistleblower Act, him actually forging billing documents from the hospital, and the use of that money. I have everything from A to Z. And I know that investigation, I know all that stuff. So right now, the public didn't know. For 6 months, they had no idea what was going on. And I sat down with Anais and I listened to her cry, and I read through all the documents, and I spoke to staff in the town. So just wanted to let you know, appreciate your work, okay? She's wonderful. And sometimes, like when we meet, it's like, hey, how you doing? Sometimes I have to do my job. And I'm
Yeah.
mad at you.
But she's been exceptional every time.
Every time. She's exceptional.
Nice to hear that in front of my boss.
She's wonderful. She was actually the saving grace when the other town manager didn't do exactly what he should have done. But being on the select board, there's a tough decision that's coming up. Okay? Town of 5,800?
Yeah.
Fire chief, gone for 6 months because of what he did. Forced his way back in by threatening a lawsuit. I know everything, so I don't have to go over all that. But I am, Brookline is beautiful. It's right next door to where I live, so I love it. But for everybody else around the country, it's a dot on the map they didn't know existed. So this guy's going to lose his job. He's going to lose his job. And Anais is going to get much more than the 2-sentence of apology that he made, agreeing that he did all that shit. But he is going to lose his job. We're not going to be letting him, resign so that way he can, arbitrate and try and ask for more money. We're going to take his job for violation of his contract. And I would like to see the select board do the right thing, because I don't want to have to come to every single town meeting, go to every single door in this community and show them these documents, to the point where, because of his actions, a functioning government loses its support from its constituents. So I just want to speak to you and see if you have a commitment to still investigating this issue, because it sounds like he's pretty cushy over there.
I was gonna say personnel issues are not taken up in a public meeting, but you can
Well, I would
always
have
put
3
it down on
minutes.
paper and
I would have
and-
3 minutes of uninterrupted time that I could reclaim through any interruptions. It's literally been decided in Southbridge. So, if it's 3 minutes or 5 minutes, I could take that time and I could play 3 minutes of Anissa's hour-and-a-half interview we had to stop 6 times because of her crying.
It's disgusting. If something like that ever happens to any of
But I
my
think the
daughters,
poli-
I don't even know what I would do.
I think the policy for the select board is pretty clear that they don't take personnel issues up during a
That's-
public meeting.
you don't have
But
to respond to
you
it,
can
which is-
always you can always put it in writing and they'll take it
But
up.
that's the
not in-
beauty of it. He doesn't have to respond to it. He doesn't have to respond to me. But the Constitution can't trump select board, opposition or opinion. Fact-based constitutionality allows me. There's no time, place, manner restriction. There's not even language restriction. Southbridge is pretty clear with its functioning and its holdings up and down. I can come in there and swear for 3 minutes if I want. That's not what I'm doing. I can.
Not in Brookline.
Yes, I
Not
will.
in-
I will. And what do you think is going to happen to me if I do?
You'll be asked to suspend your comments.
And then I'll
Say that
reclaim
you-
my time. Then what?
You don't have a option. I'm not going to get into it now. You seem to have a different opinion on it.
It's not a
No, I seem to have a
That's true.
lawful and legal opinion.
I think this conversation is over. so-
I think a lot of towns have tried to tell me that I can't speak.
Michelle, please close the door.
Okay, hang on.
What do you have to hide from the public?
Please close the door.
I'm
Michelle.
just gonna
Hey, guess
just
what?
watch out.
I'll be talking to you, and we're going to be having this conversation in public. You're going to try and make me shut up, and I won't. And no one's going to make me leave.
What is it that they have to hide? Is what I want to know now. They're silencing our voices,
Mm-hmm. Now
just like they did on Anais.
Just like they